Well, hey, I'm Wes Bailey. It's day 3 of rehearsal for Light in the Dark Room. Just got here. It's cold. It's supposed to be getting colder. Hopefully I got some warm coffee inside. So I play multiple characters, actually multiple versions of the same character. Fred Baxley, who is the host, Observatory Fred, who is like the omniscient Fred, and then a couple of other Freds throughout time. So I'm not just bipolar, I'm like multipolar. So we're rehearsing here at the Seven Stages Theater, and we'll start off with some coffee.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for the photograph.
Commit to him or put it?
I hear he's giving them out.
Am I getting paid for this? That's okay. Give me a shot of whiskey.
The importance of being on time. If we have a schedule and it says that you need to be here at a certain time, you better be here at that time. That's all there is to it, because we're going to start. And if you're not here, and say you're an actor or an actress, we have nothing to shoot.
Right now we're waiting on coffee. Coffee isn't the only drink in the world, it's just the most important.
We'll put some light in your dark room. I'll tell you that real fast.
If you don't know where we are, if you don't know why something's going on, or where you're going to be, where the camera's going to be, ask it. Because this, I want to paint the picture for you from top to bottom.
I can hold a memory right in the palm of my hand.
My name is Vincent Vittorio. I'm the director, producer, / story creator. This film started so long ago, and it was something simple as an interview with Jerry and Maggie, Jerry Yules and Maggie Taylor, and from that it grew into something much bigger.
Vincent Vittorio came to me and discussed his idea of this movie probably 3 years ago or so, and what he wanted to do was to highlight the work of Jerry Uelsman, relate that to the processes that were used pre-digital, and then look at how digital had affected the world and was changing the history of photography. And also then we looked at Maggie Taylor as a digital artist, a purely digital artist, and the movie slowly became a surreal, multi-layered reality where we focused on the changes in the technology of photography and how that affected the images that were created by photography.
Be quiet. Ready? Sound. Slate.
Action.
Tremendous changes have taken place in the field of photography.
I feel it's important to tell this story because photography is changing so much, and in a few years we won't be able to tell the story. And so it's an appropriate time to tell it now, because a lot of the dark room is going away, at a rapid rate, as we've learned. Digital's taken over, and it's good to document the history. And it's something that it's amazing to see an image and how much power it has, from just a single image, a snapshot of time, how powerful it can be. It's always been very impressive to me. So.
On this project has a lot of special effects in it, so we shot on the green screen, had to set up the markers so we could track the shots, and there'll be pretty extensive addition of special effects and backgrounds behind the characters in this, and that's what I'll be taking care of. So that's about it. Excellent.
Let me introduce you to Chris. This is Chris. He has tea in his mouth.
Yes, because it's difficult to open doors with only two.
Chris, what's your job on this film shoot?
I'm a grip. My job is the dark side of light. I take light away thus building contrast and shadow, and therefore beauty.
Nice.
Usually I'm on the other end of that. I'm the sound engineer on this. My name is Mike Filosa, and I'm working with this very nice company on a very interesting documentary. We've got a unusual schedule, 10 straight days. So we're in the early stages of that. Seems to be a pretty well-oiled machine so far. Right now, I'm getting a head start on the strike. Although strike was called and people are eating lunch today on day 3, I have numerous wires and that are connecting all kinds of things. Part of my responsibility is timecode sound sync monitoring for clients and directors, etc. So I'm pulling all my wires off now because after lunch there'll be a, just from experience, a cluster of activity, none of which I'll be able to keep up with. So I'm going to pull all my wires back now and eat in peace.
Yeah, so we're finishing up on the green screen. It's our 3rd day here. Overall, it's gone really well. First day was a bit shaky, but we definitely caught up. Things went great. Everyone was so great to work with. But yeah, it's been good. And so we're getting ready to go shoot on location in the field. And then we're loading all our stuff up and taking it to the other studio where we will be shooting the educational and actor Fred and Jane scenes. So yeah.
I think today's going to go real well. We got things set up, and I think now it'll be more of a traditional shoot as opposed to what we were doing in the observatory off a lot of green screen. So I feel confident with how things are going to roll today. The interesting element of what our film does is it's a film within a film, while at the same time we're playing with different layers upon layers of reality, and which is the subject. I mean, what we're seeing about photography, that you see an image, and is this image truth? Is this image a reality? Whose reality is it? Is it the artist's reality? And then if we see something factual, like a picture of JFK, well, why was it shot like this? Or why was his head, this far from it? So, I mean, it's all about perspective and subjective and, who really has the control. Like right now, I don't know where I am, and, you're determining how I'm going to look. Am I fatter if you bring the thing down and move the camera to the right? I mean, it's lots of variations. So, I mean, I think that's one of the interesting things about our film, and I don't know, it's an interesting project, and I think it's come a long way. So, where we are right now with shoot, I think this will really determine how things are going to go the rest of the shoot.
And action!
So, let's take a look at how the world of digital technology has affected the world of fine photographic art. I am Cynthia Evans, and I am playing Jane. And that's pretty much what I'm doing for this film.
That's good. Oh, Billy, never mind, Alex, you're good.
It's funny sometimes when you start a project, you have a clear vision of exactly how things are going to go, what it's going to end up as, and you hit so many things along the way that will change the vision, and some of them complementing it, or others that take it a totally different direction. But really, no matter what happens, it's really all determined in the edit process, where a film can change just so much from something that's so minute as just flip-flopping scenes or flip-flopping the order of scenes. So although I'm really happy with how things turned out at this point, I really think that this film is going to be much different than what I see it as now once we piece all the things together, because we have amazing interviews from 50 some odd professionals in photography, digital, traditional, and then above and beyond that, these narrative elements that we created. I don't know if we'll be able to use all of them, but I think some of them really complement the humor and the realities that we created in this story, the layers, a film within a film, very meta-cinematic, that we're seeing something looking upon itself to where the audience really isn't sure what they're looking at. And above and beyond that, it's also incorporating found footage and this beautiful imagery of these artists. So I think it's really going to be a tease, a ride, an entertaining ride, a questioning ride, but it's going to relate to everyone. So there's someone that Joe Schmo that has their camera is going to get something out of this because they understand photography and they understand what this means to them just for taking a photograph, because it questions the boundaries of what an image is and what the truth is in an image. And then it just turns it back on itself and says, okay, well, that's what our narrative element is. Is it true? Is it real? Are we really seeing a film being made within a film? And I'm hoping it'll appear that way with how these cuts are put together and how the film ends up. So again, just really happy to work with everyone. I'm glad that I was able to experience what I have with this. And although things got hectic at times, many times, I'm very happy with where we are at this point.
I can hold a memory right in the palm of my hand. A little window to anywhere, anytime. May or December, if I can remember, it's right in the palm of my hand. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for the photograph. Picture this, there's a lot to see. You and me, right in the palm of my hand. Now I can see what you can see.